Hey everyone, Big Mike here, aka Kari for you from Purple Laugh Trip. And we're doing right now a live reaction for Hunter x Hunter, and it's been a while, I know. So, again, this is chapter 365. Run through the other two chapters from the past 2 weeks, so I pretty much have an idea what's been happening. But at the same time, so much dialogue. That's what a lot of people like about Hunter x Hunter. The dialogue. All the stuff that the mangaka has been feeding our brains. That's pretty much what everybody likes about this. And also all the complicated stuff. Especially the rules with Nen, how to use them, when to use them, things like that. All super cool. So, looking here, seems that Kurapika is in a bind right now because currently there are 3 princes who have contacted them through the phone, and they have to make a decision of either answering any of those 3, and if ever the answer one of them, then the other 2 princes might think that they're in cahoots of some sort, or if while they're talking to one of the princes, or they don't anyway, and the 3 princes hang up, as the Queen Uito, I think, they'd say it could mean a declaration of war. Okay, Kurapika has his hands full, and also not only that, knock knock, there's another guy from the eldest son, if I'm understanding that correct, if he is the eldest son, one of his military men, pretty much one of the royal army, or one of the royal soldiers of this family, has been asked to go to Queen Uito's and Princess Wobble's quarters as an additional bodyguard. But we know that that ain't it. So, looking at this situation, let's see how Kurapika handles it. 3 princes calling at the same time. Who should I answer first? Again, I'm reading this at MangaStream, so if any of you guys would like to follow along, that's the side to be. I'm going to page 4. Hopefully I didn't skip anything, and yes, it's fan art, so page 5? Good, alright. The first prince, Benjamin, knows full well that his own soldier was killed, which means that we are already in a state of war against him. But despite that, why would he send another assassin to us and want to talk to us at the same time? The reason the other 2 are trying to contact us is probably the same, for information about Nen Beast. And if they're trying to gather information about them, then that probably means there were no Nen users among their own soldiers. I doubt that, though. That supports my hypothesis that both of those princes probably decided not to rely on the Hunter Association for bodyguards and instead had their own private soldiers receive temporary associate license. I have no shortage of things I'd like to discuss with them, but we simply lack enough information on either of those 2 princes. I can't imagine that they would go out of their way to call us just to declare war. The fact that I made contact with the first prince has probably put pressure on the others. Shimano, ask the soldier waiting outside to please wait a moment and tells the switchboard operator to please connect me with the first prince. Yes, sir. Bill, stay by the door and keep watch on that soldier outside. Depending on how our conversation goes, fighting back may break out right away. Can you handle Gyo? Leave it to me. I'll put a stop to anything that might happen. You sure about that, boy? If they've taken the bait I laid in making them think I'm a manipulator, then they won't be able to make a careless move. Hello? This is most exceptional honor, prioritizing me over the first prince. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, what a bitch! She's in cahoots. Pardon my asking, but would you mind telling me something? Why would you choose me over the first prince? To be perfectly honest, I thought you would be the most open to discussion. Oh, what did you base that assumption on? I'm sorry, but I can't answer that because it likely has to do with the information you want from me about Nen. Very well, let's jump to that matter at hand then. As you have surmised, I want as much information as I can get about Nen. But of course, there's no way to ensure our privacy is maintained over the phone. Thus, I would like to give you permission to enter my room. How about it? An exchange of honor and information, just as I'd expect of someone of royal lineage. He won't let us take the upper hand in any other way whatso freaking ever. God. I accept your gracious invitation, but just one thing. Would you please allow the 14th prince and the 8th queen Oi to accompany me? Of course. They are both welcome as well. I wouldn't even dream of having our siblings fight amongst each other for an instant. Well then, I shall ring you on the intercom in 15 minutes. Shit, he has hanged up. Shall I connect you to the 5th prince, Tubepa? Right away. Hello, this is Kurapika. This is the 2nd Lieutenant Mayor under the direct authority of the 5th Prince. We are prepared to offer an agreement of truce in exchange for information of Nenbis. Will you accept? That's the question. And you don't care about my interaction with the other princes? Your situation is of no concern to us. Very well, then I accept your offer. The prince has entrusted me with full responsibility for this matter. We won't do anything to break the agreement on your own, but depending on what you do, or there are certain situations that may nullify it. That's fine. We would like to avoid conflict if at possible. Oh, if at all possible. Understood. I will head over to your room. I'm sorry, but could you give us just a little bit of time? I believe I already told you your situation is of no concern to us. We do not believe that you are the only person who possesses information about Nen, and the agreement will take place the moment we receive information. Do you understand? So that's how you want it. I do, but we're presently dealing with a problem. The first prince's private soldier is stationed outside our door. So I suppose I could just invite you in while ignoring the first prince's man. After all, how the first prince will interpret that situation is of no concern to us. Do you understand? Very well. We will contact you again in an hour. If you have no resolve to if you have not resolved the problem by then our agreement is off. Bill, look after the queen. Okay, no response from the door at all. Shimano, come here and look at me in the eyes. Why did you connect me to the third Prince Jiang instead of the first Prince Benjamin? I too wanted to be I too wanted to do my very best to try to survive. The first prince is a cruel, cold-hearted person. He is not the kind of person that would ever be swayed by any kind of negotiations or even pleading for life. He also isn't the kind of person that would speak directly to commoners. The person you would have spoken to on the phone would have probably either been the one in charge of his soldiers, Sergeant Mike. Any discussion or negotiations had already broken down early with the death of his subordinate. With that, he only had one piece of business left with us: to show respect to how faithful we are to our employer, the Queen. He will let us choose our method of death. I have no interest in how I'm going to die. All I want is to live, and that is why I connected you to the third Prince Jiang Lei. Oh, makes sense. If that is the truth, he is tolerant and generous enough that he would take the phone himself to negotiate directly with us, but prideful and not so tolerant that he would wait to be spoken to second and not hang up. While he would like to avoid killing one another, if it came down to it, he would not hesitate in the slightest. He is someone who is both kind and cruel at the same time. That is my impression of the third prince, Zhang Lei. Furthermore, if we could negotiate with him without harming his impression of us or his mood, at the very least, he won't target us until there are fewer princes left. So then, you connected me to him first in order to best ensure your safety. Yes, sir. Fifth Prince Tubepa is not the type that would speak on the phone himself, but he has very strong critical opinions on how the present kingdom should be. The reason he is participating in this battle is to stop the higher princes from taking control of the throne. Once he accomplishes that, he will be able to negotiate with the king, and he will have the political power to gain amnesty for the lower princes. I decided that even if we picked third Prince Jiang Lei first and made him wait, he wasn't the kind of person that would interpret that as disrespect. For a moment, need to drink some water. There's just so many dialogue in this. Woo! Indeed, up till now, all of Shimano's judgment have been accurate. Then let me ask you this. As for the first Princess Soldier who's waiting outside, what do you think we should do with him? We can't make him stay out there. Being an upper rank soldier who is also part of the king's personal army, he has come here under the name of National Defense to protect and observe. If we refuse him, the queen, the prince, all of us will be detained by the royal army. And once we are the first princess soldier, will accompany us. All he needs is one single opening, just a moment, and he'll construct a scenario where the queen, being frantic, in a mental state and of anguish, kill herself along with the prince. The reason he hasn't taken any action despite having been made to wait this long, he already knows exactly what it he should do. What? Okay. The longer this abnormal situation goes on, the easier it will be for them to lay the groundwork for that scenario. Oh, so he's thinking of a plan. Alright. Shimano, thank you. I will be needing your advice. Please tell me anything you think. Please tell me anything you think of. Yes, sir. Kurapika, it's about time. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. The queen was making preparations to go out. To go out? Yes. We're about to head to the third Princess Zhang Lei's room. Of course, we were invited by the prince himself. Will you accompany us? No. If you're going to be in the third princess area, I'll leave things in your care. Meanwhile, wait here in the room. Meanwhile, I'll wait here in the room. I'll be fine. I won't go down easily. Kurapika, are you going to go with your eyes like that? No, I'll be wearing my contacts. If the fifth prince Tebepa calls, tell him that the problem has been solved. I'll be in contact as negotiations are finished. Take care. After you. Okay, sorry guys. Uh, it's loading slow. There you go. Those, the fourth princess. The fourth princess Seradichi's quarters. Damn, these names are hard. 3 people have arrived and have entered the room. Welcome. Please have a seat. Take whichever one you like. I apologize for the meager hospitality, but if you don't mind, I'd like to move on without worrying about such needless things. Thank you for your consideration. Well then, let's get right to this information of yours. Nen refers to the ability to involve superhuman powers with your willpower. Using these powers, you can see things that are normally invisible and also use otherwise extraordinary powers. There are very few people that are able to use this power. Krapika is probably directing this explanation directing this explanation to me. Oh yes, more likely. Within this tense situation, he's trying to make sure that I don't panic. Okay, Monogranet, work with me. That's his Nen Beast? Huh. Okay. This succession war is a survival race using Nen abilities. Of all the princes were unknowingly given Nen powers. Huh? Those are the Nen Beasts, the world that was broadcast on the emergency channel earlier. I believe they were activated through the jar ceremony. Now the information I'm about to give you is of extreme importance, enough to affect the outcome of the succession war. Are you sure that you wish to have this conversation here? Oh, it ended there. Seriously, that's the end? Well, it kind of makes sense. Hmm. Okay. Well, there you go. Graphica on this situation pretty much is able to control everything uh, as much as possible. Uh, Not really on a good end though, but as of now, everything is under control. She passed on, or he passed on, the other bodyguard from Queen Uito's, pretty much one of their teammates, to Queen Uito, and probably along the line we'll see the Queen use the ability, but so far that's highly unlikely. Uh, Again, Hunter x Hunter is great, but hell, it confuses me a lot of times. But At the end of the day, based on some discussions, based on some conversations with people, I get to understand it. But as of right now, this whole thing, there's just so much dialogue, rich information, which is great, and then still baffles me. But at the same time, I understand that there are rules, there are complications to this ability, and that really what makes Hunter x Hunter something that a lot of people really like to read, because it makes you think. And again, things that make you think makes you want to know more, just like One Piece. So, for this, it's the end of the chapter. Hope to see you guys next week for another live reaction to Hunter x Hunter. And if you guys like this video, please like, please rate. It's pretty easy to do. You just have to click, click, click on your mouse. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to know more about Purple Laugh Trip, and if you want to get notifications regarding any content that we will have up for this channel, feel free to ring that bell or click that bell to get notified for future videos. So again, thank you very much. Have a great day, and too sweet to everyone.